The importance of dowsing is it enables you to find things out that you couldn't find by sight, touch, smell or whatever. Basically everybody has this skill. We feel that about between 80 and 95% of people can dowse quite comfortably and be quite reasonable dowsers, and there are probably a quarter to a third of the population who could be absolutely excellent dowsers if they put their mind to it. Dowsing is something which merely translates what's in your mind into the small muscles in your fingers that you've taught to use dowsing rods with. Now, if I think a certain thing, if I ask for a yes response for my rods, I get a yes response. That's not me forcibly turning them, that's my mind saying, just show me a yes, and I'm getting a yes, and that's fine. Now you can do that with any question or that comes to your mind, and in fact the strap line is that dowsing is only limited by your imagination. The stone circles here are an absolute classic of the genre. The Hurlers is a wonderful place. Not only is it physically quite large, and therefore you've got a lot of area to go at, but it contains the complete range of energies, water, earth energies, dare I say it, ley lines, all sorts of things like that. And because it is something of great age, you've got all sorts of historical issues that you can investigate, but there are a vast range of different earth energies here, and we can have a look at those in a minute when we're actually dowsing. But I'm now going to walk across and ask for the middle of the next earth energy line that we come to, and I'm finding it there, and it points off into the circle. Now, because this is a natural line, it won't be a straight line, it will waggle about a bit, and I will now follow this line into the circle. As I go into the circle, I'm already aware that there are other earth energy lines in this circle, so it is very likely that we end up with a crossing point somewhere in the circle, and at the crossing point you tend to get an interference pattern, usually a spiral. It's an interference pattern not unlike you would get with noise from radios and things like that. It's just two lines of energy that are interfering with one another. Where you get that, you get the spiral, and I will try to find the edges of the rings of the spiral, merely to save me having to walk around the whole circle a number of times. But I'm going to follow the earth energy line now. I'm going to have to go over this stone because it's in the way, and I'm following the earth energy line. I say it's not going to be a straight thing, it wanders about, but it's a natural thing. And sometimes it wanders about very erratically, but this now tells me that I've got to the edge of the interference pattern, the spiral between this, that is formed between this earth energy line and the next one. So I'm now going to correct my rod, and we'll look for the next bit of the spiral. And we wander in, and it's actually not very far away, it's there, and this normally happens about 7 times, but we'll see how we go. 3, 4, 5, it's getting much closer together now as we get close to the centre of the crossing point. 6 and 7, and that's gone right the way around. So this is what I'm standing on now, is not just a cowpat, it is the crossing line of 2 earth energy lines. Anybody can find these out with a couple of bits of rod, and with a little bit of practice you don't even need the rods. But this is where 2 earth energy lines meet. They probably come from a considerable distance and happen to meet not quite in the centre of this circle, which is quite interesting. And there are probably other crossing lines within this circle that make it a very important and relevant place. So what with the water lines we've already seen, and now the earth energy lines, this is an important place, and one could, inverted commas, call it a sacred site.